which means this project is 100% complete, and the only thing left to do is to fire this bike up and go enjoy our new motorcycle. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Ed Gasket. If you're new to the channel, my name is Ed, and this is our 2018 Honda Grom motorcycle. If you've been tagging along, you know we just finished base coat and clear coat on all the plastics and fairings that we had to replace after this motorcycle was smashed in a motor vehicle accident that actually totaled it out through the insurance company. Now, I don't know what you think, but although this is kind of a cool look in bare bones fashion, I'm actually sick of seeing it this way. So let's move forward with our plastics and fairings so we can get this thing completely back together, get it up and running and roadworthy, so we can take it over to the inspection station and convert its title from salvage to rebuilt. So we've given our clear coat plenty of time to dry. Now we can look up close at our pieces to see how we did. From far away it looks fine, but in direct sunlight or if you're up close, you'll notice it doesn't look that great. And that's not the effect we're going for. We want these plastics to look
really nice.
That's right, Cousin Eddie Gasket, we want these to look really nice. And to get there, what we're gonna have to do is hit this with a wet sand. So we'll use about an 800 grit or 1000 grit and work our way up to 1500 grit to polish out that orange peel. Hey guys, me again. So I ruined the paint job. So that happened. I should have named this video how to work hard at something for 2 or 3 days and then ruin it in under a minute. See what I did? I sanded right through the clear coat, right through the base coat and into the primer. So unfortunately there's no getting around what I'm about to say next because I have to start all over. You know, the reason this happened is because I didn't spray enough clear coat on here. So when I went to buff out the orange peel, I sanded right through it. Fortunately, all I have to do in order to fix this is just start completely over again from the very beginning. So there's that. What do you say we meet back here in about 10 seconds? All right, so I had to sand all this stuff back down to essentially the primer so I could re-base coat both the sandstorm and the black pieces. And then after that dried for 24 hours, I had to re-clear coat. So this is a big deal, and it was a big mistake that I sanded through the clear coat before. But honestly, it's the best word to use. I'm not that seriously upset that I had to do this process again because honestly, the outcome the second time was so much better than the first that it was almost worth it. Almost. So the next best step is to pick up where we left off back when I wet sanded through this clear coat. And the whole point of wet sanding is to get rid of that orange peel effect from the clear coat spray. But honestly, the second time around, this looks so good that there's almost no orange peel in any of the pieces. So I'm not sure if it's worth it. This already looks better than I expected it to look after the polish, and we haven't polished yet. So I know this wasn't part of the plan, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and skip the polish altogether. Reassemble this motorcycle. Guys, our motorcycle is reassembled and it looks as good, if not better, than I had imagined. Now, if you watched our last episode, you know that this bike also runs and rides perfectly. Not only does it look really good, but it also runs really well. And as exciting as that is from the builder's standpoint, unfortunately, there's one huge step that this motorcycle has to take to be considered complete. So this is a salvage motorcycle title for our bike. And what it guarantees is that you cannot register or legally ride this bike on any public road. Now that's a big problem because no matter how great this bike looks or how well it rides on the road while I'm riding it illegally out on the street, it literally holds zero value if it can't be sold or registered to ride legally. So that's where the last chapter of this rebuild story comes into play. We have to find somebody to not only inspect this motorcycle, but be able to offer an enhanced safety inspection that will convert this title from salvage to rebuild. So what do you say we load our bike up into the back of the pickup truck, head over to the inspection station, and cross our fingers. You can see we're all loaded up in the back and on our way to the inspection station. Now ideally, they'll give this thing a once-over, check all the repairs that we did, and give us that nod of approval in the form of a passed inspection. Now what happens if I don't pass the inspection, you ask? Well, we're just gonna ride it anyway. Guys, I think the inspection portion of this is complete, so I'm gonna head inside and see what these mechanics are up to and figure out why it's taking so long to get this paperwork done.
We can find out what it's all about.
You could get shot too by the Russians shooting the Ukrainians.
They don't shoot Americans.
No, right. They love Americans.
All right, it passed, I think. All right, now that we passed our safety inspection, let's get this bike back home and talk about the last step we have to take to officially finish our 2018 Honda Grom rebuild. Guys, that last step I keep referring to is actually submitting your paperwork to the state to get your registration and your license plate. And the good news I have for you is that our bike is registered, we have our plate, and we are fully inspected, which means this project is 100% complete, and the only thing left to do is to fire this bike up and go enjoy our new motorcycle. Now guys, the only thing that I don't have for this machine is a motorcycle license. But what I do have is a 2018 Honda Grom that's just been rebuilt and is for sale. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this build series, please subscribe to our channel and leave some feedback down below before you go. Now if you want content between YouTube videos, head over to Instagram at Ed Gasket Garage. And last but certainly not least, if you want to get yourself an Ed Gasket t-shirt, head over to edgasket.com, where 100% of the proceeds from this shirt are being donated to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. There are a few left in stock, so head over to the website and get yourself one. Guys, thanks for watching, and as always, if you need us between now and our next video, we'll be in the garage.